Hey guys, welcome back to another Style War video. It is San here, short for Sanyo. So, today's video is a bit different. It's more of a kind of like a well-being sit-down type of talk. However, I'm going to be preparing something to eat. I thought perfect time to do it. So you get to eat with me while I talk to you about some. Well, it's pretty much about like life hacks for your happiness, for either getting your happy back and or maintaining it. So stay tuned, just keep watching. I'm going to go and fix me something to eat. I've only had an apple and some water, like a couple of glasses of water thus far. So I want to get some real food in my body. And if you're like me, when you're just getting off your lunar cycle, you get really drained. And I am like totally drained and need to replenish my body with some nutrients. So I'm using this vegan butter called Melt. And it's vegan, organic, non-GMO, fair trade, plant-powered stuff. Just nothing but good stuff for the body. And I'm all about that lifestyle, you know, eating well. So I'm gonna make me a veggie burger. So guys, I want to talk to you about some life hacks to get your happy back, or if you're already happy, how to maintain it. So what I've learned is that life is very precious and it's very delicate. It's very delicate. I learned yesterday that a childhood friend of mine that I grew up with passed away. And this is pink Himalayan salt. So I just like to add a bit of seasoning to my food. She passed away, and I received that call 2 hours after she passed away. And I was really, really empathetic in that moment as I received the phone call, because it just made me realize just how delicate life it really is, and how really precious it is, and how short it is for some people. She was a healthy young lady. She was in the Navy. She was a Navy general at some point, I think she was. Very fit, strong woman, but somehow got cancer. And I thought, wow. And she has a little boy who calls me godmother. Well, she named me, she asked me to be his godmother. So, a duty that I did not get to fulfill because of my own life challenges that I've had going on for the past few years. But I would certainly love to reach out and, you know, get to know the young man and see how he's doing. I think he should be about maybe 5 or 8 years of age now. I really don't know. Or probably even older, maybe 11 years of age. But it really touched my heart because I thought, wow, she's only like a few years older than me, like maybe 4 or 5 years older than me. And here she is, she passed away, leaving behind her child. I mean, it just really touched my heart. I was like, wow, I'm really sorry to hear that, because, you know, she was such a disciplined, very strong, very loving, kind person. Anyway, so cancer ate away at her body, I heard, and it must have happened in a very short period of time, because last time I spoke to her or saw her on social media, she looked like the epitome of health. And so it just brought back to mind the importance of how critical it is to actually put good foods in your body. And folks, not just in your body, but on your body, because whatever you put on your body gets into your bloodstream after 26 seconds and into your organs after a few hours. So if you're using products whether it's lotion, oils, deodorants, shampoo and conditioner, makeup products, and the likes. You are actually, if they're not organic, if they're not non-toxic, you're actually taking in all those toxins. And most of those toxic ingredients in those very bad products, poor quality products, are carcinogens. Carcinogens meaning cancer-causing agents. So, it just really brought me that, and I said that over the phone. I was like, wow, and I said, you know what? Because I thought about it, I said she was pretty healthy, pretty fit. I mean, she was in the Navy. You had to work out constantly, and I thought it must be what she was eating and putting on her body. Because if you're working out and you're not educated on how to eat well and eat in a healthy way, then you're bound to, develop some sort of sickness despite the fact that you work out. So it's important to be, lack of information, lack of education is killing people, folks. It really is. Because here was a very physically fit woman, and cancer ate away at her, and now she's not here with us anymore in this world. Her son doesn't have his mother anymore. It's just really heartbreaking. Yeah, so I've always been into health. I've never been into like the physical part of health, but I've always been the person to eat well and think well, and I'm using some sprouted ancient grain burger buns. That's why I use it, sprouted. So, which means it doesn't have glyphosate in it, which is what causes celiac disease and get people to be gluten intolerant. Anyway, but I've always been into eating well and thinking well and conscious about what I put on my body. So, I've been good at that, and that's the way I was brought up, However, for those people who weren't brought up that way, they don't know. So when you don't know better, you can't do better, Anyway, so about 2 or 3 months ago, though, I started to really get into physical exercises, and I haven't turned back since. I've been totally committed to working out, at least for the most part, 5 days a week. If for whatever reason I couldn't do the 5 days, I at least do 3 days a week of exercise. I've always, though, despite not doing the more mainstream workouts, I've always been into yoga. Before I even had children, I was doing yoga, and I've done yoga for many years now. But it's a very gentle. Yoga is almost like meditation, if you'd ask me. But it's very gentle movement. It's not rigorous like the mainstream workouts are. So my main focus is HIIT workouts. I do a lot of HIIT, HIIT, which is an acronym for high intensity interval training. So what you do is you work out really intensely for a short period of time with small breaks. So like you would work out, do one exercise, you'll pause and then get back into the next set. So like you pause for about 5 or 10 seconds. So you do burn a lot of calories in a short period of time doing HIIT. So if you actually want to lose a lot of calories in a short period of time, HIIT workouts are the best way to go. I love them. The most part, I only do 7-minute exercises, and they're super effective, guys. I mean, I need to lose some weight. I put on some pounds because of the stressful ordeal for the past 10 years that I've been going through. However, I have decided to begin, now that I'm in a stable place, to begin to work out to get myself back into tip-top shape and cut off the excess fat that's on my body that I don't need, and that's not healthy for me. And that's my reason for working out, so that I can be as healthy as I can be as as I, once was, without any extra fat on my body that's really causes diseases also to thrive. So there's a lot that goes into being healthy. There's a lot of things you need to know, which I won't get into today. That'll be like a whole separate video. But just thought I'd share that with you, just how precious and delicate life is, that you should care about what you put not only in your body, but also on your body. And so that brings me to one of the points, one of the hacks in regards to either getting your happy back, or if you already have it, how to maintain it. And so life hack number 1 is social life. It's good to have a social life, whether it's with family or friends. You get out and do things with people, you mingle with people, but most importantly, however, I should say, make certain that it's good people, people that feel good to you, people that causes you to feel good being around them, people that are positive, people that are uplifting, people that encourage you to pursue your dreams, people that believe in you and support you. Those are the type of people that you want in your life. You don't want someone that's going to be negative to you, towards you. They're going to negatively criticize you. I mean, it's okay to be chastised, but it must be done constructively. Otherwise, it becomes destructive to the person. So having a social life is so important, because that helps you take care of your well-being. And that's what this whole happiness thing is, self-care thing is. You have to do the things on a daily basis that keeps you in a happy-go-lucky mood. I'm not saying that you're always going to be happy, that you're not going to get upset, that things aren't going to go wrong. They do. That's just life. However, be mindful, and this is life hack number 2 for your happiness and well-being. Be mindful and don't wallow in the negativity. Feel whatever you need to feel in that moment and get over it. Let it go. Vent it out. Talk it out. Write it out. Make a video about it. Whatever you need to do. Find someone that you can talk to that won't be negative towards you, or criticize you negatively, and get it out of your system. Paint it out. Whatever it is. Go do whatever step you need to take to release yourself of that not so feel good moment. Do that. Okay? It's important to release it. So mindfulness is important, because remember, what we focus on gets bigger, and what you put out there you get back by your thoughts. Your thoughts shape your life. And so if you want a positive, happy life, you have to think positively. You cannot be in a state of happiness if you're always being negative, if you're always thinking negatively, because that's what you'll get. You'll get what you put out there. You just think of yourself as a tiny magnet, and the universe as the grand magnet. And you're vibing with each other. You're vibrating to, there's a give and a receive, of ebb and flow going on between. There's this very magnetic relationship going on. So it gives to you whatever it is that you resonate, that you're resonating with, that you're vibing, So that you're vibrating out into the universe. So you'll get it back, whether it's positive or negative. So mindfulness is important to keep your thoughts heavenwards, or positive is another way to say that. And you'll find that you get more of what you want in life than not. You find that you have more of those happy-go-lucky days than not, where things are happening for you. So that is life hack number 2 for your happiness and well-being. The other one is self-care. It's important to inject self-care in your daily routine. It's important to carve out, even if it's just 7-minute workout or 15-minute to take time to read a book, 30 minutes to assess the people in your life. Are they good people? Are they people that make you feel good? Who do you need to let go of because they're causing you more pain than they're bringing you joy? And sometimes it's the people as close as family or long friends you've had that you've, been making excuses for regarding their behavior. So whatever that is, or whomever that is, you really need to assess those things and remove such persons. That's self-care. You're actually looking after your well-being, what makes your space, your life happy. By removing the things or persons from it that are causing you stress, making you feel bad about yourself. So, and even if it's like 30 minutes to pamper yourself, go take a nice hot bath when everybody's sleeping in the house at night. Perhaps you're a mother, especially a single mother. You put in all that hard work. Everyone's asleep. Now you need to look after you. So make yourself a nice hot bath. Clean, polish, and paint your own toenails and fingernails and whatnot. Do something nice for yourself. Get a book, cuddle up, and by the fireplace and read and enhance your personal self. Develop your mind, strengthen your mind. So that's very essential as well. Just carving time out to look after you, to be good to you. Another life hack is nature. Nature is like the biggest therapist you could ever find. I mean, there's something about nature when you're not feeling good, you go out into Mother Nature and you just feel better instantly. It's because of the negative ions that nature produces. It recharges us, it cleanses us, it makes us feel better instantly. Like, you cannot go into Mother Nature, like go on a nature trail walk and not feel good afterwards. I've yet to know anyone who's done it and didn't say, oh, that was really nice, I feel so much better, I feel so much lighter, I feel so much more energized and refreshed. Plus it's exercise, you're walking, so it's a win-win, So go out in nature, do a hike, do some sort of adventurous trip, Get a group of friends or someone that you can go with if you don't want to go by yourself. I mean, I go by myself quite often, and I enjoy myself just as much as if someone else was there with me, So it's just really important to take good care of yourself. So self-care is definitely a must. Another thing is stop people pleasing. You cannot please everyone. I'm sure you've heard this a million times before. It's nothing new. And it's true. You just cannot please everyone. I'm so hungry, guys. Sorry. You cannot please everyone. Don't bother trying, okay? So, might as well do you. Do whatever you need to do to keep yourself happy. And as long as you're not doing anything to harm anyone, you're all good. No harm, no problem. That's my hashtag. That should be like the ultimate law of the world, right? No harm, no problem, meaning no harm to people or their properties, and all is good. The moment you step outside of that, then there's a problem. So you can't please everyone, so don't bother trying. You might as well just do what you need to do to make you happy, and as long as it's not harming anyone physically. Again, because my grandmother taught me something. I was brought up by my grandmother on the island of Jamaica, and she used to say, sticks and stones can break your bones, but words don't have to harm you if you don't let it. And so you have to develop a strong mental fortress so that words don't harm you, especially when they're not true. People say things in moments when they're angry, upset, you know, probably envious or jealous of you, whatever the case may be, and things, they say the nastiest, meanest things, but if you don't let those words in, they can't hurt you, you know? If you develop a strong mental fortress, their words will just be like, you know, water off a duck's back. It'll just bounce off of you and you won't be affected by it because you have that strong self-love. And that is life hack. That's another life hack. I forgot what number I'm at right now. Is self-love. You have to develop that strong self-love where you don't need validation or approval from anybody else to love yourself, to feel good about yourself, to have love within yourself. You have developed, you have cultivated that love within yourself, so you're not looking externally to anything or person for it, because it is deeply rooted within you. It has been enriched within you, and you are beaming with it. So, and when you love yourself first, as with anything else that you put out there in the world and give to others, you have to first begin with yourself. So in order to be able to love other people wholesomely, otherwise you become attached and can get emotionally and psychologically crazy, you know, kind of like one of those fatal attraction waiting to happen type of persons. So it's important to be able to love without attachment, because you respect and that other person, and you understand the true meaning of love. That it does not enslave, okay? Love does not enslave. It liberates, it empowers, it's understanding, it's forgiving. And that's another thing when it comes to letting go, forgiving people, releasing a situation, forgiving yourself for perhaps allowing it to have, for not seeing it or whatever. You know, we can tend to be hard on ourselves, so forgiveness is important. In the whole process of being happy, because when you hold on to negative feelings, emotions, they destroy it, you know, us from the inside out, and they do become diseases. Thoughts become things, you know, they are things. Thoughts are made manifest, you know, that's how this world was fashioned. So, I'm making some hot cacao beverage. I like this brand called Navitas, or is it Navitas? Organic cacao powder. So when you're forgiving someone, it's okay to forgive them from a distance, as I like to call it. I'll forgive you and keep my distance, because I don't want to be around you, but I forgive you. But doesn't mean I have to let you back into my life, you know? So I call that forgiveness from a distance. Forgiving from a distance. You don't have to forgive people and let them back in and then they do the same thing. Or especially if you see that they're repetitive offenders, you don't want to keep letting that person back in. I mean, how many times do you need to be offended or hurt by that person to realize that this person needs to not be in your life, so you can forgive them and move forward, so that you can be free to move forward. Free from the negative emotions that will only hinder your blessings and hold you down in life and have you feeling bad about yourself. So it's important to forgive them and yourself. And keep the distance if you have to. So, I like to add cinnamon and nutmeg and coriander to my hot cacao beverage. Great beverage for those winter nights, by the way, those cold winter nights. So yeah, guys. So self-love is very important. That is a very important life hack. Let me wrap up because I don't want to make this video too long. Another thing is stop comparing yourself to other people. And I know that's something you've most likely heard before as well. And it's true. You cannot, everyone has their own skills and talents and abilities and their gifts that is unique to them, unique to their blueprint. We're not all, we weren't born here to do the same things. So it's important to be authentic to yourself and stop comparing yourself, because you don't want to be, you're not a copy. You're actually an original. There is no one else like you. So no one else is going to do what you do like you. So there's no need to compare and compete, because when you understand that you are unique in your own light, you get into this understanding of compatibility or collaboration versus competition. So it's like we complement each other. You're good at this, that person's good at that, the next person's good at something else, and so on and so on, and you can come together collectively and collaborate for each other's successes. That's the other thing. Be happy for others. This is another important life hack. Be happy for others, because the joy of another person can also be your joy if you do not allow yourself to begin to compare their successes against the lack of your success at the moment. You know, every seed has its season in which it blooms. So look at yourself and everybody else in that light. That was their season to bloom. Your season to bloom will come if you haven't reached that as yet. So don't compare yourself. Don't get jealous and envious of people. So just understand that you don't need to envy or be jealous or hating on because of their successes, because they have something that you don't have. Understand that if you are ambitious enough and want that, you go to work, work hard just as the other person did. Put in the work, put in the time, the brain power, and work at achieving whatever dreams and goals that you have, and you too shall be successful, pardon me, in your own due season. So that's a great way to get rid of that envy, jealousy, hatred type of feeling towards other people. I get joyous for other people's successes. Their joy is my joy also. It inspires me. It may motivate me to even do more than I'm doing. It may even give me an idea. So your joy is my joy. It is a blessing to be joyous for others, because you'll receive something from it. You're filling up yourself rather than taking away from yourself, being hateful, envious, or jealous. So don't be jealous, don't be envious, don't be hateful towards another person's success. Be happy, be joyous for them. That's the other life hack. And it's also important to have self-reflection, folks. So that's another life hack. Do analyze yourself on a daily basis. Check out where you fall short a week and how you can improve upon those areas, those aspects of self. Pick up the mirror at least once a week and analyze, do a self-inventory of your personality, traits and characteristics, attributes and so on, and say, how can I improve upon myself? I see that I have this flaw, I see that I have this weakness that I can improve upon. Acknowledge it, because that is the first order of change, is to acknowledge the issue, and then you are able to go to work. Once you acknowledge it, you'll accept it, and then you'll go to work at changing it. So that's how that goes. Denial does not change anything. Pretending like something doesn't exist doesn't make it go away. So you're just fooling yourself, and really just perpetuating your suffering or your shortcoming or your weakness by denying it, by pretending it doesn't exist. It doesn't go away, and it doesn't mean that it's non-existent because you don't acknowledge it. It's still there, and it's still wreaking havoc in your life in subtle ways that you may not even see. It may even cause you to be self-sabotaging or self-destructive. So address them, face them, head on. Deal with them so that you can iron them out and become a better person rather than a bitter one by pretending it doesn't exist and denying it. And that's what that does. It causes you to go through life bitter and feeling not so good about yourself. So self-reflection is important. Also, honor and celebrate, during the self-reflection, honor and celebrate your goodness, your wins, your, the things, your quality traits and characteristics. Openly say, I honor my sense of discernment between what's good and bad for me. I honor my sense of strong-mindedness, whatever it is, and celebrate those wins, Another self life hack is, I wrote it down here, guys, so I didn't forget because there was quite a few things I wanted to touch on. Keep your goals to yourself until they're fulfilled. Until you have completed them, then you can share it with the world, because that means you're 10 steps ahead of the evil eye, the people out there who are envious and hateful, towards other people's successes, and they'll, their evil eye just block you and cause you to lose momentum or motivation. So it's best to share your goals after you've accomplished them, after you've succeeded at them, and then you can share them. Trust me, you'll keep your happiness and your well-being intact in doing so, versus you being your efforts being frustrated, because you spilled the beans before, it was able to sprout up. It was grow. What do they say? You kind of what do you say? Correct the egg before it was ready to be born, or something of the sort. Anyway, so don't share your goals until they're fulfilled. Okay, you don't want to jeopardize it not coming to fruition because you shared it, again, because there are those evil eyes out there. Perfect. You must. If you've not tried hot cacao beverage, it's bitter. It has that bitter taste to it, but I love it. I love the bitter tastes of. I'm more of that bitter sour type of gal. Those are my type of flavors. Versus sweet and salty. I like sweet and salty, but I don't like them as much as I like bitter and sour things. So keep your goals to yourself until they're fulfilled. That's another life hack. How many life hacks have I done so far? And yeah. Oh, your spirituality. So super important. This is the last one. It's important to take care of the spirit. And how you take care of your spirit is by doing all of those other things, those other life hacks that I've mentioned. Mindfulness, self-care, self-love, stop people pleasing, stop comparing yourself to others, read books, and so on and so forth. Self-care in the act of putting good foods in and on your body, drinking sufficient amount of water each day, exercising on a regular basis. All of those other self-acts that I aforementioned, boils up to a well spirit, your spirit that is well fed and nourished, that keeps you going. So reading books that are good for your personal growth and development, that also nourishes your spirit. So yes, keep your spiritual life intact. It's so important because it takes care of everything else. And when you take care of everything else, you also take care of your spiritual life. So it's a give and receive. It's a give and take situation. So it's kind of like a car. When you take care of your car is good to you because you're good to your car. Same thing with our planet. When we take care of our planet, be good to our planet in return be good to us. It provides us healthy food and that we need, and fresh oxygen air that we need, you know, outside of, if there weren't any pollution, you know, so would be the case in a perfect life. So important to take care of your spiritual life. If you are a religious person, perhaps that's your means of taking care of your spiritual life, going to church on Sundays, reading the Bible. Say you don't go to church, it's okay. You have a Bible at home, you read on a regular basis, you dive into sacred, spiritual, holy text, and feed your spirit, nourish your spirit, so you can keep yourself elevated, that high vibratory type of life. So yes, it's important to look after you. So important. If I believe that is the most important, because it takes care of everything else. When you are strong in spirit, you can do a whole lot of other things. You know, you're able to self-care. You're able to get up and exercise because you have a strong spirit, because you've developed a strong mind, and you know you're going to be disciplined and steadfast and persevering. So as the word in the Bible stated, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all those things shall be added unto you. Consider your spirituality that kingdom of God, that first and foremost thing. And all the other things shall be added unto you. The self-care, the being disciplined, being persevering, being strong-minded, you know, being repelling to negativity, negative words and persons, being discerning of those things and persons. So, yeah. Those are the gifts, those are the fruits of the Spirit in which you will gain when you address your spirituality first and foremost. And that's it, guys. That's a wrap. Come to the end of that video. I'm going to briefly just kind of summarize what they are. Life hacks for your happiness and well-being. Mindfulness, taking care of your spirituality, stop people-pleasing, stop comparing yourself, self-care, self-love. Oh, and I forgot, believing in yourself is super important, because if no one else in the world believes in you, you must believe in yourself, so that you don't sit here waiting for approval or validation or confirmation from anyone else to believe in your abilities or capabilities. We all have them. Believe in yourself, because that will help keep you going, you know, when no one else. Be your own cheerleader, as I like to put it. Okay, so believe in yourself, you know, self-reflection, not sharing or keep your goals to yourself until they've come true, and don't be envious or jealous of anyone. We all have our gifts and talents. We're all unique. We all have our unique blueprint, and so we're just as important as the other. It may not be your season yet for your success, so don't look at someone else's success and compare yourself and judge yourself and wind up getting jealous and envious. Be joyous for other people's success. Be joyous in other people's successes. Their joy is your joy. And I forgot to mention silence. As much as all these activity, outward, very overt things, silence is important. It's key to have a moment of silence, just to kind of like be in a state of meditation, so that you can be able to reflect on things and give thanks and be grateful for things. That's the other thing. So in that silence, you're able to self-reflect, and like a state of meditation, usher up some thanks and praises and gratitude for all that you have, for your small wins and your big wins. See where things aren't working and change. So silence is so important. It is very nourishing to the soul, and you learn a lot. You become wiser by observing. Okay. And the last one was what was it? Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, so that's it, guys. So that's a wrap. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video, because I'm going to go and chow down on my delicious breakfast / lunch. It's a bit late in the day, and nourish my body here, and yeah, with some good stuff. So thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. hit the notification bell if you'd like to see more videos like this, or if you'd like to be notified of whenever I post new videos. I'm trying to do them at least once a week. I'm just starting out, so bear with me as I get my momentum going here, and kind of gain a clear direction where I want this all to go. I don't want it to just be about fashion and style, you know, just a style type of thing. I want it to be meaningful, of value. So yeah, I find these little talks, like Wellness Wednesdays, we can call it. Perhaps I'll just do that. I don't know. Where we talk about things that are nourishing to our soul, to our mind, to our body, our spirit, our hearts. So yeah, guys, that is a wrap